Hi, everybody. I'm Brent Donaldson with Modern Machine Shop, and I'm here speaking with Mazak President Dan Janka, who's joining me to talk about Mazak's role in the development of a new UVC LED surface disinfection system. Hey, Dan, how are you?
Yeah. Hi, Brent. I'm doing great today. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. So we received word about this sort of collaboration that you had with a neighbor at your headquarters in Florence, Kentucky. Do you just want to kind of walk us through this story and tell us about this collaboration and what it resulted in?
Yeah, sure. I would love to, Brent. Thanks. Yeah, back in early April, the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce had reached out to a handful of manufacturers, maybe 6 or 7 of us. And at the time, they were researching ways that, as a manufacturing community, we could all maybe pitch in and help out with whether it be the production of ventilators or dealing with the shortage of masks, and so forth. And so Mr. Brent Cooper, president of the Northern Kentucky Chamber, and Debbie Shipp, vice president of the Chamber, got us all together. And it was during that conversation where I was introduced to the president and CEO of AquiSense. And once we determined that mobilization for production of ventilators was probably not a viable option, Mr. Oliver Lowell, started discussing a design he'd been working on, and they called it the Pearl Surface. And as you mentioned, portable, N95 mask sanitizing system. And one of the challenges they had at AquiSense is they had a pretty clever design they came up with, a portable unit, to utilizing UV LED light technology to sanitize N95 masks. They had no way to rapidly produce the unit. The unit itself was about maybe a little larger than the size of a microwave oven, and comprised, of polished aluminum and stainless steel. So we got to talking during that time frame, and I agreed that we would take a look at their designs and drawings. They got us the preliminary designs a few days later, and our VP of Operations, Mr. Ben Showie, and his production team went to work, and they started going through the drawings. Of course, we're a large 800,000 square foot manufacturing operation here. We produce CNC machines with very complex sheet metal enclosures. So we have all the latest in laser cutting technology, welding, forming, some 3D printing capability. And it was maybe over a 24-hour period of time, Ben came back and said, yeah, we can make these. So we got a hold of Oliver, and we said, you know what, we could do this. What if our team engages with your design team and, take a look at, kind of get a feel for what we're capable of doing, and maybe we can turn this around quickly. They were looking to turn a prototype around really in a matter of 1 to 2 weeks. And so they had the St. Elizabeth Healthcare System, the hospital network here in Northern Kentucky, interested in the unit as they were running short on N95 masks. Wow. And when you look at the traditional sanitizing methods, it typically was a bulk process. And so if you're wearing a mask and you send it off to be sanitized, the mask you get back is not the one you were wearing. So there was some apprehension, as you can imagine. And that's what made this real attractive, is it's a portable unit, and you put your mask in, and 10 minutes later, you're ready to go. So anyway, Ben and the engineering team worked with AquiSense. We received the initial designs on April 16th, got the green light to produce 4 prototypes on April 20th. And on April 24th, Ben and his team had the AquiSense engineers here at Mazak reviewing the first couple of prototypes. made some tweaks, found some opportunities to, I think in one case there was some leakage of light. They were able to tweak the design, make some improvements, and on April 27th, the Chamber and AquiSense invited everybody to their place to review the initial prototypes. And and that's where Ben and I had the opportunity to obviously attend, and it was quite fascinating how they were able to design this unit with all its complex angles and shapes and so forth, utilizing the polished aluminum to be able to ensure the rays were approaching, a mask. You think of the contoured profiles of an N95 mask, and in a single setup, they could actually, be able to attack all surfaces. So quite fascinating. That would have been on April 27th, and since that time, Ben and his team have been supplying 10 units per week. The initial units have gone into test at St. Elizabeth. They had other interested parties around the world for this unit for test, and I believe they're well in the process of FDA approval of the unit right now as well. So
wow,
pretty exciting. I'll tell you what, Ben and his team did a phenomenal job, and when you talk to our employees, they were so excited and so proud to have the opportunity, to do something, so exciting and valuable, during this pandemic, something that could really benefit, the folks that are on the front line industry.
Indeed. Well, Dan, thank you so much. We are going to keep in touch and keep up with next steps for this collaborative project, and I'm sure there's no doubt that frontline healthcare workers are going to put this machine to good use. And I don't want to speak for the medical industry, but I'm sure they're very appreciative of your and Mazak's work. So thank you very much, and we will keep in touch. Really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you, Brent, and thank you to AquiSense and Oliver's team over there as well. Wonderful people to work with, and I think they've got a real winner in their Pearl surface. So thank you.
Excellent. All right, thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye now.